Hey, Zach and Jake here, formerly of Whiskey, Tobacco, and Firearms, now of Dirt Roads Men. This is the last video we filmed. It's probably the first one that's going to go up, but this is the last one that we're going to say that on.
Yes.
So Dirt Roads Men from now on. Facebook does not like it if you have tobacco in your name, so we're getting rid of it. This is this week's current events episode. Man, am I excited for this one today. So, also, if you haven't seen him in another video, this is Steve, our new mascot for Dirt Roads Men. Party like Steve.
Be like Steve.
He is a bottomless whiskey drinker, cigar smoker.
Look, we each had a glass out of this Bushmills, and Steve took over.
Yeah, Steve. My wife never believes me, but I swear Steve is quite the drinker.
That monkey shoulders, Steve. Steve went after that one.
No, I did that, man. That was all us. Shh. Yeah, we bought some monkey shoulder to review, but I bought it like the day before New Year's Eve, which was my birthday. And, yeah, it didn't make it to filming.
Nope.
So current events this week, man, most of them are from today. And I want to save my favorite one from last. I think perhaps I should start with a couple things. First off, Oregon. People in Oregon are so angry today. I understand your pain. I shared something about this on the page earlier. Let me pull it up real quick. I think it pretty well sums up how I feel about the issue, probably because, you know, it's my post. But yeah. So our new page, Dirt Road Men, culture, comedy, and current events for American men. That is what we are trying to do. If it ever loads, I will read it to you. Essentially, Oregon passed a new law saying that you can now fill up your own gas. It doesn't even ban full-service gas stations. It literally just says you can now have gas stations where you can fill up your own gas, because before, legally, you could not fill your own gas tank in Oregon. And the people of Oregon are furious about this. I mean, the tweets and the Facebook comments are just great, man.
No. They're saying is you are now legally capable of doing so, but they're not.
Yeah, so gas stations are going to get to fire some people, and that's one thing they're saying is loss of jobs, because they won't have to have people freezing in Oregon out at the pumps to pump your gas for you.
But some places are still going to have the full service.
We used to have full service here.
There's one over in Lawrence.
Yeah, they're almost all out of business because nobody wants you pumping their damn gas for them in Kansas.
I don't want you touching my truck.
Yeah, you do the same thing in gas as you do in sex. You insert something into a hole, you squirt into the hole, and you pull it out after you're done, and you put it away.
See, that's what got you into some troubles.
Shut up! So yeah, people of Oregon, I'm sorry for you. I feel your pain, but actually I don't. Get it together, pump your own gas. On the bright side, I tell you what, you don't have to worry. He and I, we're going to talk to his boss. He'll come out there with us. We'll take the next couple weeks off for you, Oregon. We will come up there, and for $20 a person, we will teach you to pump your own gas.
It's simple. Hey, maybe we could make an instructional video and sell that.
Yeah.
How to pump gas.
The point, people of Oregon, one thing that we generally enjoy saying to one another, improvise, adapt, overcome. We will help you get through this crisis. Come on, Oregon.
I didn't know that was even a thing.
I didn't know it was a thing until they started throwing a fit about it, man. I couldn't understand. I'm like, wow, you guys are pansies. Just pump your own gas.
You guys are upset that the government is giving you more freedom.
Yeah. Also, a bit of news.
Go back to Canada, Oregon.
So this bit of news, I think, I don't know how many LGBT viewers we have, but I know we have some sympathetic viewers. I don't have any problems with the LGBT community or two consenting adults going to bed with whoever they want to go to bed with. Ford is now being investigated for a recall for faulty transmissions. So, all of you guys, you might want to, think about not buying Fords anymore. If you have one, please get out there and try to get it checked. The recall may be imminent. It's a training problem. It is.
You said it.
So that's why I wouldn't tell you before we got here. That little tidbit of news.
What does that actually have to do with the LGB whatever?
They drive Fords. I mean, that's the only people that buy Fords. Except for Deaf Seth. His was gifted to him.
My boss drives like exclusively Fords, except for his wife has a like 2000 GMC Yukon. Phenomenal vehicle. They've put batteries and brakes on it, and I think he just had a brake line go out.
Well, Mark's an exception.
Then he just bought another new Ford.
He's an exception, but you know what? He does seem to have gone through a lot of them for his business. So,
he's only gotten rid of one of the Fords he's had.
this is the first time in my life I've ever heard you argue in favor of Ford. Do you need to tell me something?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just stating facts. You see, you're throwing out.
Some people make mistakes. It's okay. We forgive you. Just stop buying Fords. I mean,
It's
that simple,
though, man. It's a pretty truck and all, but Denali would have looked. No, I don't like the GMCs. Silverado would have looked a lot better sitting in your driveway this morning.
Hey, you know what? At least you're buying American, right?
When it comes down to it, that's all that really matters.
But seriously, we thought we would do a service to the LGBT community and let you know. So, Jesus, what now?
Oh, Jesus is a hairy man who was.
All right. So
Let's not get
on
into
the aptitude of mistakes like buying a Ford. Sorry.
Dude, I don't swing that way.
Hey, he was talking about Fords and I felt like footsie maybe. Anyway, Logan Paul. Do you remember Logan Paul? I've showed you a couple of his videos.
I do
before.
not. I have seen people are angry at him for something, and I don't know why.
Man. He went into the Japanese suicide forest, right? You've heard of that?
No.
Yeah, there's a forest that's notorious for people committing suicide on it. I think it's near Mount Fuji. I don't know too much about it. Anyway, he went in there filming for a vlog. They found a body, a dude still hanging from a tree. They filmed close-ups of the body. He did talk about suicide at the end, and in general seemed like upset. Now we're into some gallows humor, so we may have screwed up and done something similar, but we wouldn't have posted the video. He starts laughing at this dude that just hung himself.
You have.
He's freaked out that he took his video down.
So you can't watch it at all.
Somebody
has
the internet never forgets.
No.
I just successfully retro-mailed for the first time.
Congratulations.
I suck at that. That's something I've really got to work on before we do more cigar reviews. But anyway, yeah, he screwed up bad, man. Like, even if you're the type of guy that gets into some gallows humor, because some people, and you may be ash in the ashtray.
Dude,
I swear to God, it's like you were born in a barn.
No, I just, I'm better at not throwing things in holes.
It's a big mistake on Logan Paul's part, I think, was that he not only uploaded the video, he put this dude in the thumbnail, this dead guy. Like, just picture for a minute, like, say that's me that he's filming and laughing at me and zooming in on my body, and it's at least going to be mildly upsetting, right? Yeah. And you might still laugh because I was...
I mean,
but
see,
we get into, and I'm not making a pun, we do get into some gallows humor. We make some jokes that are not fit for YouTube or like humans to view.
No. Yeah.
There's at least one time I can think of where even he was scared that if any deity existed, even if everybody was wrong, if there was any form of deity anywhere, it may have struck him down for the joke he made.
It might have, because
Soon after, you were damn near disabled.
Yeah, I mean, I threw my back out pretty rough. My hips were offset. I was kind of hunched over like this. I looked like a 90-year-old man. And then my truck broke. And
unless we get to make some kind of uncensored thing, you probably won't get to hear or see those jokes.
Nobody's gonna hear that.
That one? No. But anyway,
divorce.
So that kind of covers a lot of the news before the main thing I wanted to get to. So a lot of people have been freaking out over the last day or two because Donald Trump tweeted a response to Kim Jong-un. This is great. Let me read the tweet. I'm sure you guys have seen it by now, but I want to read it. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un just stated that the nuclear button is on his desk at all times. Will someone from his depleted and food-starved regime please inform him that I too have a nuclear button? It is much bigger and more powerful than his, and my button works. So many people are mad about this, and all I can think is this.
How does he walk?
Right? How does he walk? And honestly, like, maybe it's not the most presidential thing to do, but if I were president, this is probably exactly something I would do. Like, he's basically like, Kim Jong-un pulled this thing out, right? And Trump pulled out a Smith & Wesson 500 Magnum and was like, pull the trigger! So, I know people are calling it something to the effect of, I don't know how to word it.
I don't know.
Measuring your private parts. But as Trump knows, America's is bigger.
He is.
So,
we are the big B in the locker room.
Yeah. And so I'm actually not that upset about this. I think it's funny. There was a part of me that saw it and was like, oh, this could go badly, but not badly for me per se, so much as like the world. Like in that region.
Yeah.
Some people are pretty upset about it, and I kind of understand why, but I think this is exactly the type of no-nonsense stuff that I would like to see from a president. When somebody threatens us with nuclear war, we should not run and hide.
I feel that if Theodore Roosevelt was alive today and he was president today, with all of our technology, he would have just pushed the button.
You know who I think of every time somebody complains about Trump being like too crass or too forward?
Who's that?
What president in somewhat recent history can you think of that was very crass and very forward about his Johnson?
Lyndon Baines Johnson.
LBJ, a Democrat, who literally, he was very open about his private parts, about his Johnson.
Oh man, he would just walk into his room with the Oval Office and just whip it out.
Yeah,
and show people.
People are getting booted from Hollywood for that right now.
I mean, nobody was comfortable with it, but yeah,
that was President Lyndon Baines Johnson. He's not my favorite president by a wide margin. But anybody that complains about how Trump talks or the things Trump does like that need only look to the history of Lyndon Baines Johnson. I'm not even that old. I was not alive when he was in office by any stretch. I didn't even get to see the Reagan presidency.
When did he be? 64
Johnson?
Was when Kennedy was shot, wasn't it?
Yeah, he became president like 20 minutes after that.
Yeah, so my mom was born in 66, so
yeah, so
So
I don't get too upset about his crassness. I think maybe they should mitigate his Twitter feed a little bit. But you know what? It's also kind of how he won.
I mean,
so I'm not that upset about it.
Also, the United States of America, and we do have freedom of speech.
Yeah, a lot of people want the president to be held to a higher standard, but you know what? He's done a lot of things in the last year. This is our first current events after the new year that I really enjoy. The tax reform, just Several things like that I've genuinely enjoyed. The tax reform being my favorite, of course.
I'm sure I will be
Jerusalem.
enjoying. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Almost every other president in recent history has talked about that, doing that. And he actually did it. He pulled the trigger. He did it.
Yeah.
Um,
So for the people upset about this tweet, that is our view, the Dirt Roads Men official view, if you will, on this particular issue.
Back to the holding the president at a higher standard, though. I mean, you would want the leader of the United States. You know, we're supposed to be like the symbol of freedom itself.
To be free to say what he wants,
Yes.
even if you don't like what he has to say. In fact, one might argue that's when freedom of speech is most important.
Yes. I mean, he's not imposing anything on anybody. He's just this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm feeling right now.
Sometimes at 3 in the morning when I misspell coverage and say kafif.
Kafifi. It took me like 2 weeks to figure out what was going on. I thought it was just somebody was giving him some flack about something, and I mean they were, but it was like it was way early in the morning or way late at night, depending on how you want to view that. And apparently he missed. Man, I have trouble with the touchscreen buttons.
It's probably on the pooper.
Yeah,
He's probably on the John. He's tweeting it like 2, 3 in the morning. He's an older fella, you know. He's probably had to get up and use the restroom, and just tweeted what he thought. Just scrolling through and
What was he-
thinking, you know what?
Yeah.
But anyway, we do kind of need to go towards a wrap up. But
I like the cut of his jib.
I don't like everything he's done, right? And there's some stuff he's said that's made me mad. Particularly, he's had some bad leadership decisions. Steven Crowder's talked a lot about this, where he will like give his team one message and they will go out with it, and then he will turn around and tweet a different message. But I don't mind that. It's almost like more transparency of the office. Certainly more than we saw in the last administration, where he talked about peace and we were bombing people that like nobody had any idea about. Which has always happened. I'm not saying that's new to him.
Yeah.
But I like, despite the fact that the media coverage does it and shows these horrible approval ratings, despite the fact that more than half the vote was, well, okay, geographically speaking, most of the country voted for him. I realize he lost by like 3 million votes. That's what the Electoral College is for, so the big cities can't determine what life is like in Podunk, Kansas. So anyway, that's kind of our take on this week. Do you have anything else you wanted to add before I close out? We're running up short on time.
No. I don't have anything else to say.
Alright, Zach and Jake of Dirt Roads Men, and we'll be back with some more videos for you very soon. Another whiskey review, probably at least one more cigar review before we run out. So, we'll see y'all later, and have a good one. Def Seth, hit the button!